Tonight, a new state of emergency and evacuation alert as wildfire threatens a community near Vancouver.
You got a lot of hot months left, and not a lot of rain on the forecast right now.
We're still fighting here.
Plus, choosing to stay behind to preserve vulnerable homes.
It was all hands on deck to come here and save the cabin.
As visits to the U.S. remain down, Canada's tourism industry worries Americans are returning the favor.
We're small operations, every booking counts for us.
And polarized debate over British Columbia's answer to the housing crisis.
This is a homelessness prevention tool.
It's a terrible idea. It's better to take the money and throw it in the ocean.
Lindsay Duncombe looks at the renters it helps and those it does not.
From CBC News, this is The National with Chief Correspondent Adrian Arsenault.
Thanks for joining us. There's just no let-up tonight in a wildfire season that has seized Canadian communities with ferocious intensity and at terrifying speed. Tens of thousands are still out of their homes as wildfires pop up, linger, and grow. From the Yukon to Newfoundland and Labrador, more than 225 fires are burning, nearly half of them out of control. Among communities newly threatened by flames, Squamish, British Columbia. That is a popular recreation destination just north of Vancouver. The Dryden Creek wildfire is relatively small, but it is very close by. And the mountainous terrain is tricky to deal with. The fight is happening from the air and on the ground, and a local state of emergency is now in place. Yasmin Renea is there as residents watch their homes and the winds.
Watching the sky, Ian McKay and his dad prepare as a wildfire burns above their home.
Right now, we're all here defending our properties, defending our livelihoods.
Pumping water from a nearby creek to saturate their property.
It's a beautiful place. Squamish has been my home. I'm born and raised in this neighborhood, so we're going to stick it out as long as we can.
The Dryden Creek wildfire was discovered late Monday in Squamish, about an hour north of Vancouver. It's burning alongside houses and a major highway linking Whistler, Squamish, and Vancouver. Estimates of the fire's size grew rapidly throughout the afternoon.
The fire in town this early in the season, you're worried about what's happening. You got a lot of hot months left, and not a lot of rain on the forecast right now.
The fire comes after days of record-breaking heat and is suspected to be caused by human activity.
Some people at night will see little blitz of flaring trees, but it's being driven mostly by a west-facing steep slope. This is going to be the huge challenge for our crews on this fire. There's going to be places that are inaccessible to work, which is going to make this a drawn-out event.
The fear that a relatively small but hard-to-reach fire right now could grow much larger. The District of Squamish declared a local state of emergency that could remain in place for up to 2 weeks.
It allows us to access more resources to deal with the current situation, and if the situation changes, it gives us some more powers and the ability to move more swiftly.
There are more than 80 active wildfires burning across BC. About 10 started in the last 24 hours.
And that's why I'm asking everyone to have a plan in place now before there's an emergency.
Throughout the day, helicopters dropped water buckets trying to gain control before the fire spreads. About 100 properties are under evacuation alert, Adrian, meaning they should prepare to leave at a moment's notice if they're ordered to.
And Yasmin, officials obviously have enough on their hands just fighting the fires, but it seems there's even more on their plates.
That's right. The mayor of Squamish is asking people to avoid the area, including using the highways or hiking the trails around the fire to give crews the space they need to protect the community. And he says that officials will also go door to door and let residents know if they have to flee.
All right, Yasmin Renea in Squamish, BC. Thank you, Yasmin. So you saw in Yasmin's report, residents still in place, taking steps to preserve their homes. Well, next up, we've got a story from Saskatchewan of a small group that stayed behind to do that after the order to leave. Aaron Collins has their story.
It's the kind of view worth fighting for. And at Lower Fishing Lake this spring, that's just what happened. Like many parts of northern Saskatchewan, this park under threat from fast-moving wildfires. On the ground, a group of locals staying behind, digging in to beat back the flames.
When things got close to home here, it was all hands on deck to come here and save the cabin.
We're still fighting here. It's right at Rangers Beach now.
A handful of men fighting a wall of fire.
Dad and I, and then 3 other cabin owners, Rick, Lenny, and Greg.
The blaze just a stone's throw from their cabins, history repeating itself. This family fought a similar fire along the same road nearly 50 years ago.
Grandpa's been gone for quite a few years, and Dad said, you know, I feel okay, I feel Grandpa here. Like, he was with Dad fighting it in 77, and he said, Grandpa's helping us out too.
Now, there were losses in this firefight. A forest scorched, the local hall gone, but every cabin saved.
A lot of people would probably ask you, why did you do this?
Yeah, get that question a lot. I guess it's just for the decades and decades of memories that are in these places, all these cabins. It's like a family in here, I feel. Like it's, yeah, everybody's got each other's back, and if we weren't able to be here, I know that other people would have come up.
The fire that came through here, just one of hundreds burning across Canada.
There's places in northern Ontario, northern Alberta, northern BC, all burning right now. And you hear of all the other locals that are sticking around. So it's not just us. There's so many people right now that are fighting for their own houses and their own communities and forests.
But for now, this fight is over. This place safe. Aaron Collins, CBC News, Lower Fishing Lake, Saskatchewan.
The mayor of Los Angeles has declared a local emergency tonight after almost 200 arrests were made, and she's putting a curfew in place for part of the downtown area. This follows days of unrest over immigration raids. And as Paul Hunter shows us, a heavy law enforcement presence is part of the reason.
No fear, no hate, no ice in LA.
With freshly posted U.S. National Guard soldiers watching carefully,
People, united.
Demonstrators chanted outside the federal buildings in Los Angeles at the center of the protests against Donald Trump's raids targeting undocumented migrants. These demonstrators peacefully making their point, those raids must stop. So too, the forceful pushback against the demonstrators by the U.S. president.
We got to keep fighting until, there's some change being made. Because if not, it's just going to continue. This is history happening right now, right? What side of history are you on? Are you here fighting for our rights?
The Democratic governor of California enraged by Trump's use of federal forces.
President of the United States who's unhinged and has now crossed a red line in this country.
Maybe they shouldn't be governor.
But Trump stood his ground.
If we didn't get involved, right now, Los Angeles would be burning, just like it was burning a number of months ago with all the houses that were lost. Los Angeles right now would be on fire, and we have it in great shape and not playing around.
Peaceful protest.
Back at the demonstration,
You are attacking Americans.
Small but growing agitation turned to chaos.
It was peaceful until just a few minutes ago. Police have come out and started doing this.
And within minutes, police cordoned off the street, forcing demonstrators far from those federal buildings. Peaceful, no longer. The mayor of Los Angeles tried to underline, despite some of the scuffling, despite Trump's description of Los Angeles, federal forces are not needed nor wanted here.
I do want to say, especially for our national audiences, that those of us in Los Angeles understand that the unrest that has happened are a few blocks within the downtown area. It is not all of downtown.
When there's no danger, they'll leave.
As Trump made his case, his head of immigration enforcement underlined there's more to come.
They'll continue every day, not only in California and Los Angeles, they're going to continue in every city across the country.
And so too continues Adrian, the police presence. We're hearing sirens off in the distance. The demonstrators are just past this row of police cars. We're in a police sort of cordoned off area right now. And the demonstrations are expected to continue as well, even as this curfew sets in.
Paul, it certainly looked like you were right in the thick of things today.
Yeah, look, I mean, the mayor's right when she says it's effectively confined to this area. Go a couple of blocks in any direction, and you will literally see people sipping lattes and having their lunch in outdoor cafes, just like you might expect. But it is around here. And even though it's confined to the sort of federal area, these are the federal buildings behind me, the protesters say they want to be peaceful, right? They chant that, peaceful protest again and again and again. The problem is they believe so strongly that the Marines should not be here. The U.S. National Guard should not be here. Those ICE raids should not be happening at all. They believe that so strongly, Adrian, that even when they say they want to be peaceful, it doesn't take much for this to turn chaotic, as we saw today.
Indeed. All right, Paul Hunter in L.A. Thanks, Paul. Well, Canada is joining with several other countries imposing sanctions on 2 Israeli cabinet ministers. This comes 3 weeks after the government warned of potential action. Evan Dyer with the swift reaction.
For the first time, Canada has imposed travel and financial sanctions on 2 Israeli cabinet ministers, joining Britain, Australia, New Zealand and Norway. Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich and National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir.
As the Prime Minister said on May 19th in the joint statement, if the ongoing expansion of settlements in the West Bank did not stop, concrete actions would be taken.
3 weeks ago, Britain, Canada and France warned Israel their patience was at an end over the delivery of needed aid to Gaza and settler violence and land grabbing in the Israeli-occupied West Bank. Since then, Israel announced 22 new settlements, the biggest expansion in many years. Smotrich and Ben-Gvir are West Bank settlers with radical backgrounds. Ben-Gvir was once convicted of inciting racism and providing support to a terrorist organization. Smotrich was held for weeks by Israeli security police on suspicion of plotting attacks, though never charged.
Today, we are making a decision also to stand against those who encourage abuses of human rights, also to stand against those who encourage violence against Palestinian people.
Israel was quick to respond.
It is outrageous that elected representatives and members of the government are subjected to this kind of measures.
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio also condemned the sanctions, but some Palestinian Canadians say they don't go far enough.
You have to understand that these 2 individuals don't exist in a vacuum. They are part of an Israeli government that is deeply racist.
The sanctions apply to the ministers individually, not to the state of Israel. Some Palestinians say they want to see national sanctions, just as a previous Canadian government sanctioned apartheid South Africa. Evan Dyer, CBC News, Ottawa.
A new report from Canada's Auditor General is taking the government to task over its purchase of F-35 fighter jets. Rafi Boudjikanian looks at the reason for skyrocketing costs.
Just as Canada begins to prioritize defense spending, a scathing report about its procurement of fighter jets.
We found that estimated costs of the Future Fighter Capability Project have significantly increased.
3 years ago, the government announced a deal to buy F-35 fighter jets. 88 would be delivered over more than a decade at a cost of $19 billion. Now, the Auditor General says the price tag has soared to $27.7 billion. She says 2 reasons are inflation and increased global demand for munitions, but also that the Defense Department used outdated costing estimates.
There was more recent information available about the costs of the actual fighter jets that could have been used and factored into that. And the slowness of putting plans into action have resulted in the need for interim measures.
And it's not just the cost of the planes. Canada's 2 aging fighter bases in Bagotville, Quebec and Cold Lake, Alberta need renovations to house them. Plus, F-35s need specialized training for engineers and pilots.
Are you concerned that the F-35s are overpriced and are not being delivered on time?
The government pointed to the COVID pandemic.
Every participating NATO partner has had to contend with the forces that the pandemic played on the entire acquisition and development.
But one industry observer says problems with the jet predate COVID, going back to the manufacturer's plans.
They try to pack in too many different capabilities, too many new technologies, and when you do that, you're you're essentially asking for cost overruns.
Still pending another review of the F-35s by the Defense Department. The government says it's not ruling out leaving the contract, but is committed to receive its first planes next year. Rafi Boujikan, CBC News, Ottawa.
Kyiv is cleaning up after what Ukraine says was one of the largest Russian airstrikes on the capital of the whole war. Ukraine says Russia launched hundreds of drones overnight, along with some missiles. No deaths were reported there, but 2 people died in the city of Odessa after Ukraine says a maternity ward was struck. Well, Austrians are in shock tonight, grieving the deadliest school shooting in the country's history. The gunman, a former student, is dead too. Briar Stewart on how the country is reacting to a horror.
The school day had only just begun when gunshots rang out from a local high school in Graz, Austria, around 10. Students sheltered in classrooms as police say a 21-year-old former student opened fire. In this video, officers lined the halls, steering students to safety. Police say the rampage ended when the shooter took his own life. There are no words to express the pain, the bewilderment, and the grief felt by the whole of Austria, said the country's chancellor, Christian Stalker. Officials say at least 10 people were killed, around a dozen were injured. It was bad, this student said. We had so many injuries. Even our teacher died. Large crowds turned up to give blood, struggling to make sense of what happened.
So it makes me sad and really upset.
Police say the gunman was armed with a pistol and a shotgun, both of which he legally owned. Mass shootings are exceedingly rare in Austria, but owning a gun isn't.
Austria has more guns per capita, for example, than, say, a country like Spain or France.
This firearms expert says when an Austrian turns 18, it's quite easy to buy multiple hunting rifles, but a pistol can't be purchased until age 21.
Those require an owner license, and in Austria, they're all registered as well.
As police still investigate the motive behind the country's worst shooting in recent history, the government has declared 3 days of national mourning. Briar Stewart, CBC News, London.
A new federal bill could give police easier access to your data.
It's just a blank check of these new powers.
Civil liberties groups worry the measure could put your privacy at risk. A new challenge for tourism operators in Canada, fewer visits from south of the border.
We certainly don't want Americans to feel like they can't come up.
How new campaigns are trying to lure them back. And a new program in BC aimed at keeping rental housing accessible.
This is a homelessness prevention tool as much as anything else.
But not everyone is on board. We're back in 2. Canada's Chief Justice, Richard Wagner, has expressed optimism about Canada's judicial system, but did have a new warning. At his annual address to the media, he was asked about U.S. President Donald Trump's aggression towards some courts.
There is no doubt that the rule of law and the judicial independence is under attack. In many countries,
Wagner said when governments attack the media, courts, and universities, it can be a sign of dictatorship. He says Canada's judicial system is strong. It could, though, soon be easier for police to access your personal data without a warrant. That is the warning from civil rights advocates about the proposed Strong Borders Act. Marina von Stackelberg shows us why.
Civil liberties and privacy advocates say Canada's new Strong Borders Act could actually remove the barriers that protect your private information.
It's just a blank check of these new powers.
Bill C-2 would expand law enforcement's authority to open and inspect your mail and make it easier for police to search your computer or device if they deem it urgent.
This legislation is about your personal data and personal information. And that data and information can reveal a trove of background about our lives.
Police would also have the power to force telecoms and digital platforms to hand over details of your online use. That includes your smartphone and internet, email and messaging apps, details like when you use them and where you were, without a warrant.
This really does invite potential fishing expeditions.
This expert in privacy law says police could demand that information if they suspect you violated any federal law, not just the criminal code.
This really puts our privacy at risk. And you don't have to take my word for it. The Supreme Court of Canada has repeatedly examined exactly these issues and has articulated unequivocally that Canadians have a reasonable expectation of privacy. And in effect, we have the government saying, well, no, you don't.
But child protection advocates say police need easier and faster access to this information. This center receives tips about online exploitation of children. Police often need to link a computer's IP address to a suspect. The process of requesting that data can take months. By then, that information may have already disappeared.
There are pieces of information that are only in the possession of companies that provide internet services to subscribers.
The Public Safety Minister says this legislation strikes a balance with Canadians' privacy rights.
So, Marina, police have been calling for easier access to digital information. What exactly are they saying?
The Association of Chiefs of Police says Canada lags behind its allies. That makes it hard for authorities here to gather and share information to take on international crime. Police say this legislation simply modernizes this country's laws so they can keep up with the technology criminals now use.
All right, thank you. That is Marina von Stackelberg in Ottawa. A BC government policy to save affordable housing.
This is pretty much the only place I have that I can afford right now.
Many renters praise it, but critics warn it's short-sighted. And conflict is brewing around a large cannabis grow-op on an Ontario First Nation.
This whole thing is bigger than all of us on every scale. Where the money came from, where the people come from.
The National takes you deeper into the stories shaping your world. Next.
The time to watch for is a 206.12. McIntosh is on fire. Head down to the wall. It is. She destroys it again.
Does she ever? Summer McIntosh continues to rewrite the record books at the Canadian swim trials in Victoria. Late Monday night, the 18-year-old set a new world record in the 200-meter individual medley. That was her second world mark in 3 days. On Saturday, it was the 400-meter freestyle. Oh, and in between, she broke her own Canadian record in the 800-meter free. Well, if you have recently canceled a visit south of the border, you're not alone. New numbers show Canadians continue to shun the U.S. Air travel was down about 24% last month, year over year. Car trips nosedived nearly 40% over the same period, the fifth straight month of decline. But it's a two-way street. The number of Americans coming north has also taken a hit. Sophia Harris looks at the Canadian tourism industry's efforts to change that.
Last December, American Dan Davis and friends planned a motorcycle trip to Ontario this summer.
We're thinking in terms of 25% on Mexico and Canada.
But then, in January, U.S. President Donald Trump took office, began a trade war, and threatened to annex Canada. Canadians got angry, even booed the U.S. national anthem at hockey games.
Can you see by the dancers?
So Davis had reservations about the trip.
What were you worried Canadians might do?
All it takes is one person to say, you know what, I'm going to show these guys a lesson, whether it's, vandalizing a bike or throwing a beer can at you or whatever.
The number of trips Americans made to Canada has dropped, almost 11% in April and more than 8% in May for car travel compared to the same time last year.
I'm American.
To encourage Americans to visit, some Canadian tourism groups have launched friendly ad campaigns in the U.S., including this one by Quebec's eastern townships.
What kind of concerns were you hearing from Americans about coming?
They are asking if they will be welcome if they come in Quebec. So this is why we wanted to send in a message to confirm that they are surely welcome, not to be scared to visit us.
You're always welcome.
In BC, more than a dozen businesses that specialize in bear viewing tours are sending Americans the same message. Marjorie Haynes says at her business, American bookings are down by more than 25%.
We're small operations. Every booking counts for us. We certainly don't want Americans to feel like they can't come up and share this beautiful wilderness with us.
Open arms, warm hospitality.
The campaigns may be working. Last week, Davis saw this Ontario-funded billboard in Cleveland, encouraging Americans to visit the province. He took it as a sign.
We're going forward with our trip. We all just need to come together as human beings on both sides of the border.
Travel is one way to make that happen. Sophia Harris, CBC News, Toronto.
Now it's time to dig deeper into the stories shaping our world. A sprawling cannabis grow-op on an Ontario First Nation keeps getting bigger.
How could this be that you could put this in everybody's backyard?
Residents fight back amid fears about the cannabis industry on First Nations here. But first,
my biggest fear is to be on the street with my kids.
In the midst of Canada's affordable housing shortage, BC's government is helping to save old rental buildings and keep renters in them.
The most affordable housing we have is the affordable housing we've already got.
But critics say buying old structures blocks building new ones. Lindsay Duncombe breaks down what is happening and the impact on families living in fear as Canada's rental stocks shrink.
Many renters across Canada live in fear.
It was scary because we didn't know what's going to happen with the building. Maybe we'll lose the apartment.
As corporations buy up older buildings,
I'm so sorry.
Anxiety grows for families living in them.
You're worried about being on the street?
Yeah.
British Columbia is spending public money to help save buildings, keep rents low.
This is a homelessness prevention tool as much as anything else.
Critics say it's a waste, getting in the way of building new homes the country so desperately needs.
It's a terrible idea. It's better to take the money and throw it in the ocean.
In many Canadian neighborhoods, there are buildings like this, located in Burnaby. 41 homes right where the suburbs meet the city of Vancouver. Built in 1970, the building is showing its age. But the people who live here care about the place. There's community. I'm here to meet two mothers living one floor apart.
Hi, Marlene.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm Lindsay, CBC News.
Marlene Ozuna Felix has lived in this one-bedroom apartment for 8 years.
This is our little living room here.
She receives income assistance and is on a wait list for subsidized housing.
There are 3 children?
3 kids, yes.
Her kids are 9, 8, and just 7 months.
Where do they sleep?
They all sleep with me.
Yes.
I only have a 1-bedroom. As you can see, everything is so
cozy.
cramped up. Yes. So we could just come out here.
The baby is sleeping, so we go to the patio.
How much do you pay for rent now?
It's $9.36.
$9.36 for a 1-bedroom apartment in
1
Vancouver.
bedroom, yeah.
You can't find that if you look online.
I have to stay here. This is right now what I can afford.
In fact, the average rent for a 1-bedroom in Burnaby is more than $2,300 a month. And it's not just BC that's expensive. Check out how fast rent has gone up in the past 5 years. In 2020, the national average for a 1-bedroom was just over $1,500 a month. Now, it's more than $2,200. When Felix's building was sold, she worried the new landlords would try to find ways to evict lower-paying tenants so they could charge more rent, or even demolish the building to make way for a new, higher tower.
My biggest fear is to be on the street with my kids, right? Because this is pretty much the only place I have that I can afford right now.
So you were worried about being homeless?
I try not to think about it, but I'm sorry. Try not to, because I have 3 kids, right? I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry.
Just upstairs, more anxiety. Eliona Schutte, her husband, and their baby share this 1-room apartment. He's an electrician. She's on maternity leave.
And sleeping.
Yeah, he's sleeping.
How old?
It's 3 months and a half.
They pay just over $1,000 a month in rent.
It's such a small space, but it's great.
It's small, but it's enough.
So tell me about the building being up for sale. What was that like?
It was scary because we didn't know what's going to happen with the building. Maybe we'll lose the apartment.
What would you have done?
I just don't want to think about it.
Eviction rules vary from community to community, but the fear of having to pay higher rent is real. Just look at what happened to affordable housing across the country from 2011 to 2021. 550,000 units gone. And that doesn't even include units lost in the last 4 years as Canada's population grew.
We were losing 4 to 5 affordable units for every 1 new unit that we were building. The most affordable housing we have is the affordable housing we've already got.
Enter British Columbia's Rental Protection Fund. Katie Mazalechko is the CEO.
Nonprofits come to the fund and they first have to pre-qualify with us. They're able to access our funding that provides them with the investment that they need to still secure a mortgage, but keep the rents where they are so that they can stay affordable.
Here's how it works. Back in 2023, British Columbia announced it was getting back into the affordable housing business to the tune of $500 million.
This fund is going to preserve affordable housing for renters across BC for many years to come.
But it wasn't buying buildings or becoming a landlord. Instead, nonprofit corporations could apply for taxpayer money they wouldn't have to pay back, all so that nonprofit corporations could buy older buildings and operate them with conditions, maintain the buildings, and keep rents low so people can stay.
It's the teachers and nurses and people that make our communities run, but are so often left behind by everything else out there. You know, they do often make a little bit too much to qualify for subsidized housing, and you also see that with folks on a pension.
In 2022, nonprofits in British Columbia accounted for just 2% of multifamily purchases in BC. That's gone way up. Last year, because of the fund, nonprofits had purchased 1/3 of those properties.
Right across the province, every corner.
Each building marked with the painting on the wall at the fund's downtown Vancouver office.
We were in that one right there.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's right. That Burnaby building was purchased by the nonprofit organization Aunt Leah's Properties. The low rent stays.
I came to my husband and was like, hey, listen, this is not for profit. It means that our rent's not going to go up or they're not going to evict us, right? So it's such a relief for us. It was the best feeling ever.
I mean, that's perfect. You know, there's a lot of people like me, even worse than me. I mean, not everybody can afford housing.
But there's a catch. Not everyone thinks it's a good idea to use government money to save affordable rental units, because money that's used to buy older, smaller buildings like this is money that's not being used to build more and build up.
It's counterproductive because its stated purpose is to actually make sure we build less.
Andrei Pavlov is an economist with the Siegel School of Business.
This kind of fund and these ideas to protect rental buildings, they sound good on paper because you can see people who live there and you obviously don't want to disrupt them. But then the cost of that is that everyone else who is trying and wants to live in that area, they really can't because we're not building enough.
He points to this Coquitlam apartment building, one of the first purchased by BC's Rental Protection Fund. It's near public transit, an area zoned for high-rises.
It's nice, it's functional, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's a 4-story building in a place that should have really 40-story buildings.
As for displacing renters, Pavlov says the communities should follow some jurisdictions, such as the city of Vancouver, that mandate compensation and relocation for people who lose their homes.
That would be a good use for a rental protection fund, so protect the renters.
But for Mashalenko, that is the waste of money. The building costs more than preserving.
You are spending significant dollars, not like just in the capital costs alone to construct something new, but then to subsidize it to $1,000, you're spending significant public money year over year over year.
This is an important debate because the new federal government has promised to directly invest in building new homes.
Build, baby, build.
And has also promised a fund that looks very similar to what's happening in BC. The Federal Rental Protection Fund promises $1 billion in low-interest loans for nonprofits and close to $500 million in grants. The first applications were due last month.
What's happening is that if you don't mind the
When it comes to affordable housing, Simon Fraser University's Andy Yan says the problem started decades ago when the federal government stopped building and turned the vast majority of the industry to the private sector.
You've allowed housing to become an asset, to become a hyper asset. Their business models is to extract the highest amount of rents as possible.
From your perspective, is it sort of like then the government let the private industry take over and now they can't rein it in?
It's not only allowing private industry to take over, but how it became an accomplice, how governments have become an accomplice in this housing system that serves a particular population of investors who are able to get in the game early.
So it's working for the rich and the lucky.
He sees rental protection funds as part of the solution, but perhaps not a game changer.
You need policies that both conserve housing that's both affordable and livable, and then also the need to build housing. But I think in building that housing, it's how that housing needs to meet the needs of those you're trying to house.
For the people living in the Burnaby building, there is relief these days.
This is our home. Wherever we go, it's like, Mom, I want to go home. I love it here. This is the place that I made my little bundle of home.
It makes me feel safe. I know that I have a place where I can sleep and I can rest my feet.
In fact, when Shuti and her husband learned they could stay in their studio, they decided to start their family.
So if you hadn't had this place at this price, you wouldn't have had Zion?
No.
For a handful of families in a handful of buildings, the future isn't quite as scary because they get to stay home.
A cannabis grow-op is causing friction on an Ontario First Nation, while some claim it is putting land and water at risk.
Garrett will clear it to the other side for Mark Howe. Son to father. Back inside.
And 45 years after that historic goal, a goalie gets his flowers. Residents on Canada's most populous reserve, Six Nations, are pushing back against a sprawling cannabis grow-op.
How it got here, who allowed it to get here.
Some of the questions they're fighting to get answers to over a project they say that has led to environmental issues. Jorge Barrera traveled to a community divided by an expanding project approved by its banned government but rejected by others who worry it could reshape more than just their land.
We were never told that this was cannabis. Non-natives shouldn't be able to profit down here, plain and simple. It's going to set a precedent for it to go all over the territory.
Growing tensions.
What do you want to happen with this?
I want it gone.
Over land in Six Nations.
This is bringing dangers to our community.
Fears and frustrations over cannabis.
We're all scared.
In the country's most populous reserve.
I'm an open book. Anyone can come by there by appointment, but I'm not really trying to hide anything.
You can come in through this door.
Nancy Porter says you have to see it to really believe it.
And what are we looking at here?
A massive cannabis grow-op. How it got here, who allowed it to get here. These questions I don't even know if I'll ever get them.
For months, she watched dozens of greenhouses go up, row after row, each filling with potted cannabis plants trucked in day after day.
This whole thing is bigger than all of us on every scale. Where the money came from, where the people come from, everything.
Porter knows these lands intimately.
This is the homestead. This is where my mother raised her 10 children. This is where I've always lived.
Generations grew wheat, soybeans, and tobacco here before her brother sold a share of this land. Now strangers have reshaped fields she roamed as a child.
Then you have all these workers all over the property back there, like unknown. They're unknown to us. How could this be that you could put this in everybody's backyard? This is the most populated area on the reserve.
The Six Nations Band Council says it has an Aboriginal right to set its own cannabis rules outside Canadian laws and created an agency that last year licensed this grow-op called Legacy Farms. Then the greenhouses started to go up, and that construction, Porter says, disrupted the natural drainage, causing repeated flooding.
Did you receive my email on my concerns going on in this cannabis field behind?
Exasperated, Porter says she turned to the band for answers, but hit a wall.
Through the whole process, I was never given any written information, but was told to put my concerns in writing and email or take them to the band. And still no answers to nothing.
Then, community members joined in her struggle.
How much is enough here? You got the whole field full.
This is our land for our people, and they come down here and rape the land, make their money and go. Okay.
On a recent Friday, they gather here in Porter's garage.
How can they be so dumb and careless? Bank Council can say whatever they want, but they created this. They wanted it.
Grow-ops and weed shops are scattered throughout the territory, but the scale and location of this grow-op is creating worries the cannabis industry is getting out of control. And this brings fear, even to a prominent elder like Jan Longboat.
I burned tobacco the other night for some kind of spiritual direction.
Longboat says many elders don't feel safe in Six Nations.
We don't know what they'll do. We don't know who they are. We don't know where they come from.
The Band Council and its Cannabis Commission refused to comment. In a posted statement, the Commission says Legacy Farms has been transparent. The Band Council says it sought legal advice on the issues.
I'm the sole owner. I have a successful cannabis business on the reserve, another one.
This is Aaron Porter, the man behind the grow-up and the owner of this brand, Gas Gang, that sells high-potency THC edibles and vape pens.
I'm in every province, every territory, all on reserves.
Porter says he has no outside partners and followed all the rules with this project.
I wouldn't bring criminals onto a community that I love.
He says he hired migrant workers through an Ontario-based agency.
So I contacted them because people were worried they were here in Canada illegally, so they had all their paperwork.
But none of this matters to Nancy Porter. She wants it all gone.
It's like a pain that won't go away.
And she won't rest until that happens.
Something's got to give.
Until then, she'll continue her watch.
Up next, a look back at a historic hockey goal.
People thought, well, okay, let's give Cheech the assist, and we finally got it 45 years later.
How one goalie's role was finally recognized in our moment. You are looking at John Garrett, or Cheech, as he's known to fans and friends. He's pictured here in the moments before playing a key role in Gordie Howe's final goal. So we're talking about something that took place in 1980, and for 45 years he was never credited for his second assist. But now, decades later, the NHL finally gave it to Cheech, and tonight, that's our moment.
Garrett will clear it to the other side for Mark Howe.
I'm quite happy that I'm finally getting the assist on Gordie Howe's last NHL goal. I just found out about it on the weekend. My phone started blowing up. Our friend sent me a text right away, and oh, did you hear Ron? And
we talked earlier tonight about 4 assists. They are adding 1 to the record books, and this is a beauty. John Garrett was denied official status for this assist.
Nobody thought we'd make the playoffs that year, and I was never a very good puck handler. I had to switch hands on my stick and all this kind of stuff. But the puck was in the corner, and I went out and got it, threw it around to Mark. And Mark, the great player that he was, he made a nice play to Goalie, and Goalie kind of got a fluky goal, but it was still, pretty obvious second assist. And nobody, I'm sure the referees thought, well, isn't it nice Goalie for Mark? And that's the way they wrote it up. Then years later, with YouTube and all the things that go on now, people thought, well, okay, let's give Cheech the assist, and we finally got it 45 years later.
Congratulations. You got to wonder, why didn't this happen the first time around? Apparently, the NHL said it had absolutely no requests for a review right after the game, so they just didn't do it, and it was the persistence of his friends that finally made it happen. From all of us at the National, thank you for being with us. You can watch anywhere, anytime on the free CBC News app and subscribe to the National's YouTube channel. I'm Adrienne Arsenault.